what's going on, fight fans? Hey, this is Coach D, the Wild Man, coming at you again with another episode of MMA Fight Camp. All right, you know I do an MMA Fight Camp. I talk about all things MMA, from the pro scene to the local scene. I'm your man, Coach D. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a conversation about pound for pound rankings in South Carolina. So as you know, 2020 has been a crazy year. You know, with the COVID-19 pandemic, all of these shows being canceled for a good little bit, fighters not doing anything. Now fights are starting to get back online, and we're seeing a lot of fighters making some changes. Some fighters have made it to the big show. Some fighters are starting to do great things in other promotions. And we're seeing, the shift. Things are getting back online. People are getting noticed, and good things are happening. So I said, you know what? Let's have a conversation. Who are some of the exciting fighters in South Carolina, and where are they in the pound for pound rankings, and how do we see them? Now, this top 5 that I have come from Tapology. So, most things we look for, we go to Tapology to find it. So shouts out to them. So I'm using their stats, and we're going to pretty much take it from there. So we're going to cover certain guidelines. We're going to cover their fight record. We're going to cover their last 7 fights, how they got it done, their popularity, and what makes them exciting fighters. So we're going to cover certain things based off, my experience. I know most of these fighters. Matter of fact, I know all the fighters very well in the top 5, which is great, which means I've been there, I've done it, I see them fight, I shook their hands, I've done interviews. I've spent a lot of time with these fighters, so I know them on a personal level, not just on a fighting level, me seeing them in the cage. So that's the cool thing. I know them personally, which is great. So what we're going to do is break down these categories and see what you think. Make your comments in the box below, when you see this video, and just let me know what you think, and we'll have some more conversations as time goes on. All right, so let's get into it. Here's your top 5. Okay, so we have Andrew Whitney. His record is 16-8 according to Tapology. His last 7 fights, he got 2 decisions, 3 TKOs, and 2 submissions. So pretty well-rounded, which means, hey, he either going to knock you out, he going to take you the distance, or he's going to get the submission. So, very, very balanced. Now, if you guys know Andrew Whitney, he about that heat now. You know what I'm saying? He loves to throw them hands. Very aggressive. I've seen him fight on several occasions. If he hits you on the chin, you either going down or you going to sleep, or the combination of both. You're going to go down first, then go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't mix words. He says what he got to say, and he takes on challenges, man. A lot of guys are scared to fight Andrew. Every time I see some news like, yeah, I got a fight coming up, next thing I know, the fight ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? So he's a threat. He's a legit threat. I see clearly why he's number 1. He puts in the work. He has no problem in getting it done. He's that guy, man. He's a straight up killer. If you sleep on Andrew, you will sleep, period. No doubts about it. Guaranteed. So I clearly see why he's in the number 1 spot. It's pound for pound great in South Carolina. So kudos to Andrew Whitney. They call him the Beast. He is about that life, and he handles his business. All right, number 2 is Jared the Psycho Scoggins. If you've been watching what's been going on, he's just fought not too long ago, and he's doing big things, man. He's coming out on top. He's showing you why he's one of the best in the game, and why he is, top 2 in the pound for pound rankings. All right, his record is 10-1 currently. His record in his last 7 fights, 6 decisions and 1 TKO. Okay. Now, if you look at that record, you would think, okay, this guy, he just, he doesn't want to pull the trigger. He doesn't want to, go for it all. He don't want to risk any damage. You can say a lot of things if you're looking at this record. But if you see him fight, he's one of the most well-rounded fighters that I've seen in the game. He uses all his tools to make sure he gets the win. That's why he's 10-1. Like I said, mixed martial arts is not about how many times you can get hit. It's about how many times you don't get hit and you delivering the hitting. And that's what you see here. He dominates most of his fights clearly. You know what I'm saying? He wins on all scorecards, you know what I'm saying? And he's just a dominant fighter. So don't let these stats fool you because he takes it to the decision. He gets it done, and he gets it done, in spectacular fashion where there's no doubt as who the winner is. So I give him kudos to be a scientist in the cage. He's about, coming out with the victory, period. Of course, he wants to entertain. Of course, he wants to let you know that that he's one of the greats. But at the end of the day, it's about the win, people. He makes sure he gets the win. So I can see clearly why he's number 2 in the rankings. Shouts out to Jared Scoggins. Definitely on his last victory, he was completely dominant. All right, number 3, Nathan Williams. They call him the Nasty. All right, good friend of mine. I talk to him all the time. His record is 10-6. Last 7 fights, he got 4 decisions and 3 submissions. Okay, Nathan, he's aggressive. He likes coming forward. He likes, engaging. He has, great wrestling background, so he's very good in the clinch, right? He's very good on the ground, as you can see with his 3 submissions. And like I said, he's gonna be there from start to finish. He's a banger. He's not gonna let you even for 1 second guess that he's not fully ready to handle his business in the cage. You know what I'm saying? Spectacular fighter, a lot of people, don't want to fight him either. He has a hard time getting fights. So that tells you what kind of fighter it is. And he always shows up. He's from X3 Sports. They are bringing out killers, a la, Jared, a la Joe Elmore. You know what I'm saying? These guys are doing big things, and they're showing you that they deserve everything they get. X3 Sports is here to stay. They're one of the best. That's why he's number 3 in the rankings. So shouts out to Nathan Williams. He's about that business. All right. 6-3 record. So next one, number 4, is Keith Rockstar Richardson. His record is 19-11. He's one of the veterans in the sport. He's been there from the early days. When I first got in the game in South Carolina when it comes to mixed martial arts, I already knew who Keith Richardson was. He's a fellow devil dog. And once again, he shows up to fight. I believe he's the current Fight Lab champion. So pretty sure that's what the case. Last 7 fights, 4 decisions, 2 submissions, and 1 TKO. 1 TKO? I think 1 TKO. Okay. Another guy who is about that life. He shows up to fight. He doesn't duck anybody. He's always come to bang. I've been to his gym many times. I've done plenty of videos on him. He's a grinder. He stays in it. He don't get on the sideline for anything. He wants you to know that he wants to fight at a moment's notice. That's why he's always staying ready. If you always go to his gym, he's always training. He's always grinding. He's always making sure he's prepared for wherever comes his way. That's why he's number 4 in the pound-for-pound ranking. He is about that life. Don't let the 1911 fool you. He's been there with some of the greats. He's been there and done it with everybody. He doesn't duck fights, man. He's trying to get as many fights he can get. He just don't want to quit. He's just a soldier like that. He keeps the game going, and that is exactly what it is, man. He's one of the greats. That's why he's 4 in the rankings with the 1911 record. All right, the rock star for a reason. Number 5 and my last one, Carl, the No Worries Reed. If you know Carl, his record is 6-2. I have to say he's one of the most respectable guys I know. I know he carries himself in a certain professional manner at all times. When he gets to the cage, though, it's a different story. You know what I'm saying? He gonna lay them things on you. Last 7 fights, 4 decisions, 2 submissions, and 1 TKO. Very well rounded. You know what I'm saying? And he's a big joker. He's a big guy. He comes from wrestling, man. When he grabs you, he got you. It don't matter the size of the opponent. I've seen him fight against some bigger dudes. I said, okay, this is going to be a problem. Next that big guy's in the air heading to the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow. He has that power that, you don't get until he grabs you. Once he grabs you, okay, I'm in it. Before you realize it, you got a problem. But always well respected, man. You never hear anything negative. I think he just had a baby, if I'm not mistaken. And he got picked up as a sports agent. You know what I'm saying? I think, talent agent. So he's doing big things. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are where they're at for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Whitney, Jared Scoggins, Nathan Williams, Keith Richardson, and Kyle Reed, 1 through 5. They're there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because they put in that work. You know, is it being, fear of those hands, fear of those sizes, or a tactician of the sport? These guys know what they're doing, and they're destined for great things. That's why I'm over here talking about them, because they're going to do exactly what they're supposed to do. And that's why they're in the pound for pound rankings. All right, guys, these are my top 5. I'm going to do the next 5 tomorrow. I'm doing a total of 10. So we can have conversations of why these guys are the best in the sport in South Carolina. Hands down, these guys do what they're supposed to do, and that is get it. As a fight fan, I've always been entertained. I never cannot wait to see these guys fight. Some of them got fights coming up, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, they're staying busy, they're staying active, and they're looking for that next challenge. So, if you're a fighter out there and you want some heat, look at this top 5, and you can get it. You can get it. I can guarantee that, because they will bring it all day long. You know what it is. Coach D, MMA Fight Camp, pound for pound rankings in South Carolina. It is what it is. To hear from me again, peace out.